I'm Derek. I chose Camtasia Studio 8. It is a program you can record your screen, edit, customize, professional quality. As you guys can read. I wrote the record videos from your monitor to your hard drive. So anything that your monitor that you're looking at on your monitor, you can essentially record audio and video. System requirements. There's a few of them. This is a very large program, so you need a better computer. I sent everybody out. I wanted to use my laptop, but I was able to do what I needed to do here. It's a big program that needs preferably at least a dual core. And if you don't know any of this stuff is, you can ask me. OS, DirectX. Now, for better, much better, you can have quad-core processors, much more RAM. All these can go into different specs as well. And a video card, if you have a really good video card, you can get really, really good rendition videos of what you're trying to do. So where you can get it at? Techsmith.com, Camtasia, or you can just Google Camtasia. It's free for 30 days. You get most of all the features, which is really nice. The ones that I use were just the video capture, the edit, the audio capture, the edit. It is $300 if you do choose to buy it. There are enterprise discounts, enterprise such as government and educational discounts, big business discounts. And there's always a disclaimer of taxes and everything else that the government's trying to tax you on. Pros. Easy to figure out. It may take an hour or so. It did take a little while for me to actually figure out what I wanted to do, what I was trying to accomplish, to figure out how to use it. But I was also using the program for 2 other presentations, so it kind of came in handy. I learned and learned at the same time. So it has a loaded interface, as we'll see later on, but it is relatively easy. It does have plenty of options and tools, many features. The problem that I ran into is that I wanted to record the HD full screen for playback, but I don't know if it was my video card or what the scenario was, or if it's just in the demo trial that you can't get it, or if it just doesn't have full HD full screen video playback. It does a shrunk screen. Bad side, again, $300 is a bit much. If you guys aren't into editing, audio, video, recording and editing, $300 is a bit much. There are a lot of other programs out there, but they are inferior to the options that this one can handle. It does take different types of videos, different types of qualities of videos, so when you're trying to finish the rendering, you can put it in 420 or 480, 720, 1080, and different types of video and quality audio. It's not very good at all right, again, like I said, with the playback and machine I was running it on, which I was going to put the specs up here, but most people probably won't know what they are. It's a decent system, but it's not a video system. It is a resource hog. And you guys want to do this, it's a resource hog. What that means is the background processes as your operating system is running. And the more processes you have, the more virtual memory that's in there that's being taken up, the slower your computer is going to run. It bogged down my computer quite a bit, which really surprised the heck out of me. Essentially, what it comes down to is Camtasia is a great program for learning. The ins and outs of recording and editing is compact, and they say it gives you a polished look. I guess that depends on how it's finished and you're rewatching it. The experience, very similar programs I've used before. And Camtasia is very superior. They have a lot more features, and it's a little easier to use and understand. The help buttons, the little question marks, not the greatest if you're just a layman trying to figure it out. So it's more meant for people that are used to this kind of stuff and are looking for an inexpensive, because editing programs can run thousands of dollars. And it could really use a better save and edit process. That's something that I really found was very annoying. It took process after process after process just to get your final product on how you want it. Applying subject fields. I don't know if this is necessarily a field, but it sure can be applied. You can put it on computers. You can even use a server, so you can run the program at once and it attaches itself to every computer. And then whenever it's said to be done, the teacher can go in and see everything, every place where the mouse cursor goes, every letter typed, every website, just whatever is on the screen, the teacher can play back and be monitored, and that can be used for catching people doing things they're not supposed to be doing, or helping them as such as you would, as you can record and edit highlights of plays if you're in sports, and you can see where your motion goes, and you can replay it back and forth. And great, of course, for the AV class in school, because eventually they're going to get into it. The resource reference Oh, I have open. Anyhow, this is a screenshot of one that I took off the internet. And this is the user interface, and I'm going to show a demo here in a few moments. This is all sound, record, and playback. There's different channels, I forget what they call them, but the different channels as for each type of video that you're overlaying. The overlaying, if you're going to do overlaying, are much more difficult and more tenuous editing of multiple videos and sounds that you're putting in yourself. It does take a heck of a drag on the computer. So again, having a real nice computer really helps. Mine, again, is nice, but it's not made for this. I believe that have to be it. So we'll get into a hands-on demo, and I wish everybody else could do this, but unfortunately, no. So I chose for the instructional video just the 10 basic parts that make up a computer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start up Camtasia, and as soon as you click the icon on your desktop, this is what comes up. Everybody gets 30 days. This is the main screen. Give it a minute. It does have a lot of features, and this computer is probably not meant for load. Again, if you have a decent computer, that's where your RAM, hard drive space, the speed of your hard drive, your CPU, everything comes in handy in loading.
Welcome to the new Camtasia Studio. We encourage...
I guess that would work as well, but that's not what I want to do. So skip all the way up to everything, just hit record screen. So come up with this bar. I'm just going to hit record now. There are other options. There's full screen, so I am recording everything that's on the screen. If you look right here, now it's not going to be coming up yet. So essentially is all I'm doing.
I'm going to go over the 10 parts to make a functional PC. Function as in you push the power button and it works. First you need a case or a tower which has the chassis. The chassis is what the motherboard holds onto. The case or the tower is what houses all the other parts that are going to make the functional computer. The motherboard or MOBO, this is what all the parts connect to. You need a motherboard for the CPU, RAM, graphics card, mouse, keyboard, power supply, hard drive, everything plugs into the motherboard. PSU.
Okay, so there's a little over 30 seconds. Hit stop. Stop's going to come up, and it's going to play back instantly. As you can see, it went from play to right here play. Everything that you saw. It's not going to be coming up yet. So you don't get confused when you see this on
the 10 parts to make a functional PC. Function as in you push the power button and it works.
So you can pause it, hit save edit. I'm going to assume just because this is the demo version, you can't save to the type of file that you want, but this is a temporary save to the program files on your hard drive that came with Camtasia that it needs to go to. Run this real quick, and it's going to come up to where you're going to be able to edit that big screen I showed. Now you can choose on the replay size. So those are the record dimensions. So this is the problem I had. I wanted it to be full screen. It doesn't even go full screen. Okay, then you come back right here. And this is the playback of what I recorded. And since it's only going to be about 40 seconds. So essentially, is all I'm doing.
I'm going over the 10 parts to make a functional PC. Function as in you push the power button.
Okay, so we know what happens there. Let's just go on to say, I want some of this taken out. Now, I'm not going to do this in any particular order. I'm just showing that if I want whatever's in this box cleared out, there's two different buttons you can use, but most people are used to the right click. Hit cut, now it's gone. Come back, play again. Now it's not going to be coming up again.
And it works. First you need a case.
So then you can do that with as many as you want. If you want to go to the other side, over here, it doesn't matter where the green and the red is because it'll automatically go back and you can go and you can cut again. So this is one of the main factors of what I like about Camtasia, and I can get into a little more. I think I'm right about it, almost at 10 minutes now. You can edit, unlock, and lock tracks. There's all kinds of zooming. You can add annotations. They're up here somewhere. So anyhow, as it would be done, as whatever you would keep adding in here where you want the annotations like you would do on YouTube. You can go to produce and share, share on screencast.com, YouTube, just go produce and share. Again, you can go in here and you choose your playback quality, and you can choose any of those depending on your needs. Typically, the bigger the better one. Again, what your computer can handle. Untitled, just go vid. finish. And depending on the HD, the length of the video, the sound quality, and everything else, if you're recording video games, a save like this can take a half an hour, but you're recording it in a lot better quality. And video games, as opposing to Windows put out, they render at a lot better, a lot higher resolution, so you're able to get a better record screen. And I did try it, and that's the video I was going to use, but it just wasn't working for me. And it takes a little time, then you can eventually save it into a different format, typically WMV. It still doesn't come back in the quality that you want, and as soon as it gets done here, that'll be about the end of the presentation. Camtasia, just available for you. So now this is right here in the hard drive, in the documents. And it should play back, but it's not. Anyhow, it would otherwise play back. You hit finish. I didn't want to do that at that point. But you finish and it's done. Then you can go in, after you have that file actually done and installed, you can't go in and edit it unless you re-edit the actual video that was saved as an edited video. But now you can only edit a second layer of the video. So whatever you're doing, make sure you do it before you hit that final save. As for Camtasia, Camtasia 8, free for 30 days, $300 after that. That's it. Any questions? I have used it quite a bit.
Well, probably using this tool is not for a student. Usually when a teacher creating some kind of resources or online, basically they use a lot of other professors here use Camtasia to create like an online type of lecture or any sort of the stuff and then post to for their online classes.
I did, however, find it easier that if you're running, say, a webcam, and obviously you can have your webcam here, you can have whomever you're looking at. If you have multiple monitors, it makes it easier because you can drag your entire image that's reflecting back on you onto a different monitor. And then you can take Camtasia and just send it straight to that monitor, record the full screen, and record yourself. And then after you make that recording a file, that's already a file on your hard drive, and then you can make one on Camtasia. It makes it easier to overlay. So if you wanted to cut something out and add another part. So there is editing, like I said, but it's more tenuous.
You know the price? Do you know about the price for the Camtasia?
Yes, $300. It's 30 days free trial, $299 thereafter, 1 year, 1 key. Now, enterprise is a little bit confusing, but essentially it's expensive.
Well, we have actually another program, kind of a little bit similar to this one. So, but I don't know if you're going to talk too much about that program. So we wait until we learn more about it. Kind of similar to this one. Okay. Now, last one we have Joshua.
It's all right. Did I turn it off?
I think you have to push the big turn off.